Alright, so welcome back to the channel, guys. We're doing another roast of Ultraman Trigger. Once again, the express purpose, the specific purpose, is for me to rip this show apart. And I want to establish right at the beginning of this roast that I'm not picking it apart and roasting it because I think it's bad. I think it's very well done and very interesting, but I feel like it's so creative and so interesting that anytime there is a flaw, it bothers me 10 times more than it would if the show itself was just overall terrible and a complete waste of my time. If it was a complete waste of my time, I wouldn't watch it, and I wouldn't care about what happens, and I wouldn't pay such close attention to every detail. I wouldn't nitpick it if I didn't care. So understand that while I'm roasting this show, and absolutely picking it apart bit by bit, that it's because I think it is good, but could be better. So without further ado, let's get into the reaction. You mean time to drink, right? Is this bad writing or bad translation? You don't eat water, you drink it. I will never get over how annoying it is that this is his catchphrase. Oh, he created that flower on his own? So is he a genetic engineer, or did he breed it from multiple other organisms? It's a cool looking flower with a cool name, so I don't know. The show keeps focusing on it, so it'll be interesting to see how it becomes relevant to the plot. I assume once it blooms, it's going to be something plot relevant. I really hope this becomes relevant, because if this is just a random anecdote, I'm going to be very disappointed. One thing I never understand about like science fiction shows are like light screens. Why would you ever want to buy, as a consumer, think about it realistically, if you were seeing this on the shelf, would you want a device whose screen can be seen from the back and emanated this bright light in all directions? Be honest with yourself. Would you actually want that as a consumer? Would you want whatever you displayed on the front to be visible from behind so that it's like you're showing everyone a backwards version of what you're currently watching? Be honest. Would you actually buy that? Would this product actually take off? Personally, I think no. I think it's a stupid sci-fi trope and it needs to end. That's not necessarily the fault of this show specifically, just a general trope that reoccurs in science fiction that I personally can't stand, because it's dumb. No one would buy it. Unless capitalism dies and your products are made by out-of-touch idiots, this would never take off. I'm still not convinced that a guy that looks like this is a huge fitness guy. Gentle feminine touch. Don't you already have multiple female crewmates? Some flowers are thornier than others. Wow, what a poetic way to call somebody a bitch. I do have to say, it's not that the opening to this show is bad, like the opening song. Ultraman Z's opening song is just a little bit better, so listening to this just makes me miss the Ultraman Z opening just a little bit. Ah, yes, the single English lyric that English speakers such as myself will remember. Nope, I definitely don't have this lyric just rattling around my brain at random. For a split second when I was watching this, I saw my own sword in front of the mascot character, and for a split second, I thought that he was carrying the sword because of the way I was sitting. And I was like, yo, that's such a cool sword. Does he have a sword? And then I was like, oh, wait, it's mine. They should give him a sword. He'd be 10 times cooler. Why is he a surveillance target? My dude, because he's a giant robot man that could destroy a city. So they're surveilling him. No one ever said they were attacking him on sight. I didn't say enemy of the state. They said surveillance. Calm all the way down, buddy. Is Ultraman a potential enemy? Okay, dude, as far as this universe is concerned, all of the giants they have encountered so far have been enemies, have they not? Why would he not be considered a potential enemy? Your freakout doesn't make sense, dude. This feels like forced drama. Exactly, you have no guarantees. You don't fully understand the scope of the situation, so you have to be prepared for everything to go to hell. That's just how governments and militaries work. You prepare for worst case scenarios. It'd be weird if they didn't. Imagine if they didn't. Imagine if they completely trusted this highly destructive weapon just on impulse. Imagine how insane that would be. Why is she in high school, though? How does the plot benefit from any of the characters being in high school? What? Why? Aren't you a paramilitary organization? Why would you employ high schoolers? Damn, that's a nice house. Even if it is just the two of them living in the house and her old man does spend most of his time at work, I assume there would still be like staff around. Like, it takes a lot of upkeep to maintain a house that big. So I'm surprised that there isn't maids and butlers and whatnot wandering around making sure everything is dust free. Bro, what are you doing here? Also, exquisite is never a word you want to lead a conversation with. Unless you were like at a museum or something, you never want to start the conversation with exquisite. It's immediately creepy. That is the exact same face I would make if someone just snapped their fingers, pointed at me, and called me exquisite. I would make the exact same face, and then I would run away as fast as possible. You know what? I love the fact that this random creepo just comes downstairs and immediately my man's reaction is violence. That's such a great instinct. We're at somebody else's home. He's not supposed to be there. He creeped out a girl. Yo, just immediately respond with violence. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here it. Hero activity detected. Let's go. Mind you, I don't watch ahead when I review these things. If this grab is not immediately followed by the sickest haymaker to the face, I'm gonna have to stop this episode and come back to it later. Wow! Wow! What an absolute punk! What? Ugh! You gotta be kidding me, dude. Your punching reflexes were so slow, the man just casually shoved you away. You're a punk, dude. You're an absolute punk. I'm gonna come back to this later. I'm irritated. Alright, I'm back. Let's pick up where we left off. Okay. He got shoved away like a little punk, but he immediately follows it up with some rights and some lefts. Okay, here we go. He, like, barely touched him, and he immediately goes flying 25 feet through the room. What an absolute punk. My God. Oh my God, get absolutely demolished, punk. Where's Smiloo Guy, by the way? Shouldn't Smiloo Guy be, like, charging in too? Where's he at? Took you long enough. Maybe if you had both attacked at the same time, one of you could have actually landed a hit, dorks. What kind of Saturday morning cartoon activity is this? The dude throws a glass in the air, and instead of pressing the attack, Smiloo, I refuse to learn his name, just reaches up to, what, protect the glassware? She's clearly the daughter of a gazillionaire. The glass is not important. Move in for the attack, dork. This is the second time I've had to take a break in 2 minutes of runtime. This series. He got taken out and thrown to the ground by a tablecloth. Tablecloth. I don't know if I can finish this episode. We soldier on. I set out to do a review, and we will do the review as promised, as requested. A 3-episode rule, right guys? 3-episode rule? You gotta watch at least 3 episodes to know if show is good or not. That's how long it takes. I can't just watch one scene of a man get absolutely destroyed by a tablecloth and assume the entire show is just as bad. It takes some time for a show to find its footing. Oh, oh God, you made him mad. You landed a single hit and you made him mad. Everyone's gonna die. Oh God, death incoming, death imminent. I'm the greatest treasure hunter in the universe? Okay. Color me intrigued, because so far he's only fought defensively and also effortlessly demolished our heroes. It doesn't look like he's here for murder, which is slightly disappointing, but also interesting. I feel like this character could potentially have a lot of intrigue built into him. Let's see what they do with this character. You know what? Honestly, I can't blame you. If once you're at a point where you have all of your basic needs set, it's really easy to get bored. He's really just a collector seeking exquisite things. I know people like that. I know collectors. What is he collecting? Now I'm interested. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, alright. Collector of exquisite things. She's above average attractiveness, so he's got to collect her, I suppose. She's a collectible. Couldn't make him collect something interesting. So he just wants to kidnap the only relevant female in the series. I guess. At least she hasn't been fridged to motivate the heroes. I do like her confidence that when he snaps his fingers at her and tells her she's exquisite, she goes, "You're not wrong." The narcissism, the confidence, I love it. Yuna isn't your exquisite anything. I don't think that sounds as cool as you think it does, dude. You kind of just called her ugly. All that is exquisite exists to be stolen by me. Bro, the Earth has like 6 billion, almost 7 billion people now. You really want me to tell me that an alien came all the way to Earth to steal exquisite things and just decided to kidnap the first 8 out of 10 girl that he found? What? Personal preference is personal preference, but like, you know, traveling the galaxy to kidnap level of attractiveness? Are you serious? Wouldn't you want to steal like a celebrity? Someone that people actively lavish over? Wouldn't a celebrity be a higher value kidnapping target? Or royalty? And he can't be trying to kidnap her for her exquisite personality because he just met her. Okay, but why will you be back though? Take her now. She's surrounded by 2 dudes which you effortlessly kicked the ass of. They clearly cannot stop you. Why be back later? Because later they're probably going to have like Ultraman on their side or whatever. I don't even think they have their guns on them at this point. Take her now. If she's so exquisite, then take her now. Why will you be back? Why? No, there is nothing stopping you from kidnapping her other than the fact that we're only 7 minutes into the episode. Kidnap her. You both saved me? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they did not. No, they literally did not. They got their asses kicked and then the bad guy left for no reason other than plot convenience. They did not save you. They just mildly inconvenienced him and he got bored and left. Long ago, the Giants of Darkness destroyed the ultra-ancient civilization. Okay, are you just adding ultra to as a prefix? Or are we talking about like antediluvian people? Just what are they after? Bro, that is what I've been trying to figure out for the past 3 friggin' episodes. What are they after? What is the plot of this series? What are they after? What? Tell me what the plot is. I still cannot get over how they legitimately just put like solar lights from the gardening section at Walmart and plugged them into the stone tablet and tried to pass it off as some sort of electronic device that's super scientific. This, I guarantee you, if you twist the head of that thing like 30 degrees, it'll turn on a light. Shouldn't we tell Yuna the truth? Okay, seeing as that sentence is juxtaposed with this tablet, I assume she has some importance, which would explain why she would be, air quotes, exquisite to the kidnapper guy. Although I still hate the fact that they're not telling her why she's important to the plot. What's the point of hiding it from her? How does she in any way benefit? How do you in any way benefit from keeping it a secret? I understand that a show needs to foreshadow an epic reveal, but even if we, the audience, don't see it, the characters should be aware of it. Jesus Christ, okay. Who is this guy? Jesus Christ! Man's producing a giant fireball out of his gun. That's awesome. Oh, hey, look, it's the ad for the comic that I reviewed. The upload should have gone up a day before this one, This video hasn't gone live yet, so I don't know how people felt about my review of the comic, but long story short, I really enjoyed it, and I hope my viewers did too, because it's really good. Just look at that art. What? Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I have no idea what's going on either. Mistaken identity. Okay, so more hints that she is important. Probably would have been a good reason to tell her why she's important to the plot, so that she isn't as baffled and confused as Useless when kidnapped. Oh, okay, so they are different people. And see, even she's confused that they aren't the same person. Because what are the odds of two aliens trying to kidnap the same person on the same day? You know what I mean? He's fighting the other alien dude, so I guess they're competing to see who can kidnap her first? Is she such a damsel in distress that the bad guys compete with each other over who can damsel her harder? Bro, what is going on? What is going on? I do want to point out that even though I'm frustrated that I don't understand what's going on, I feel like the show is going for an intrigue mystery vibe right now. And so long as the mystery is satisfying and well done out from this point forward, I'm still for it. Every mystery is annoying until it's resolved at the end, so if the ending is good, then you can subtract all of my complaints. Bro, every time there's a bad guy on screen, he just runs away whenever there's conflict. Why? Bro, he literally tried to kidnap you like 5 minutes ago. Just because he saved you from one kidnapper doesn't mean he doesn't also want to kidnap you. I can't talk today. You're not safe from one horrible dude just because they protected you from another horrible dude. There's a statement to make about women in toxic relationships right here, but I'm choosing not to get into it. What? What? Oh, I forgot. It's been a while since I saw the last episode, so I forgot that she was that character. Okay. Yeah! Yeah! Now I remember. Yeah, it's that person. Why does homie over here look confused? Isn't that why you were kidnapping her? I thought you were trying to kidnap her because she was exquisite. This is 10 times more exquisite with the glowing lights and the angel choir in the background and blah. This is exquisite mode. Why are you confused? I thought you were after exquisite things. Shouldn't you be either A, excited that the person you were trying to kidnap for their exquisiteness is actually 10 times more exquisite than you previously thought, or should you not already know that they were this exquisite, as you put it? Now you've done it. I didn't do anything a reasonable person wouldn't... Wait, you're still here? I thought you ran away. Were you just hiding behind those planks the whole time waiting for the other guy to leave? Or did you run away or not? I just need to put her life in jeopardy. Okay. Bro, if you can conjure tornadoes, why did you run away the first time? Tornadoes kill people. Why did you run away the first time? You can create tornadoes. Why didn't you create a tornado the second there was a threat? God, have some common sense and consistency. Legions of creatures called clitters. Look how terrified these people are of clitters. I guess men really are terrified of things they don't understand, because they don't seem to understand the clitters. I wonder if they'll even be able to find the clitters. As a matter of fact, the kid with the helmet on is doing that two-finger thing. He looks like he's fully prepared to touch a clitor. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't keep a straight face. I tried to keep a straight face. Why did you name them that? Out of all of the names. Oh my god, what's the next horde of aliens gonna be? The vulvas? Gazort, the transformation dark monster. Interesting. Does it have multiple forms? If this thing doesn't transform itself for something else, I'm gonna call BS on it being the transformation monster. Okay, I'm not gonna play the clip, but this is really annoying. The sound that she's making, she's barking like a hyena. It's so stupid. This scene is just a lot of fun. No notes, it's just fun. I like how he says show them what real speed is, and then he does like a 30-second transformation sequence. I actually really like this shot where you see the inside of a building as the explosions are taking place and plates are thrown up into the air and shattered. It really sells like the impact of these hits. I think that's a really nice touch. Good scene. 10 out of 10. Alright, not gonna lie, that does look cool. This show does a lot of like whirling, like panning shots. You can see this whirling, panning shot where he's going over and over the monster, like spiraling him around him. I really like that camera work. I just hate the fact that it's so dizzying. But I wish they would do other cinematic camera work like that. Just one that's not so dizzying. It also kind of takes advantage of the fact that the characters are in the sky by the fact that the camera is able to rotate up and around and underneath them at the same time. Really give you a three-dimensional look at the sky battle, make it actually feel like a battle in the sky with dynamic angles. Trigger's supposed to be a surveillance target. Yeah, they're surveilling him. Why are you panicking? What do you mean, what now? That he's being surveilled along with the other monsters that are trying to ruin the place. So calm down. This isn't an issue you need to worry about right now. Worry about destroying the monster, dude. I take full responsibility for what Ultraman is literally saving the day. Oh God, look at his face. Look at his face. Oh my God, his jaw is even half an inch to one side too. This man is losing his mind. Okay, here's the reason that this annoys me. I'm not annoyed by the fact that there are characters who are excited to fight. I'm annoyed because this woman is a person who is not an easily excitable person. She's usually very reserved and recluse. So this personality shift whenever the action happens feels really awkward and out of character and out of place. And this guy just has way too much energy for a guy his age, and a lot of his enthusiasm comes off as like inauthentic. It's weird. It's a weird writing decision, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see how this attack was different from any of the other attacks. So it does feel like the attack itself wasn't that powerful. The monster just reached 0 HP and then suddenly died. Like there were no signs of like exhaustion or damage before this. So he just zap, one slightly different zap, and oh, now he's taken out. Wait, it's a bow too? That's cool. Nice. Now that's a finishing move. Now that's a finisher. Why do monsters explode when they die? Alright, that is a cool shot. That's a really cool shot. I appreciate that. See, now I feel like this particular freakout makes way more sense than his earlier freakout. Like he is screaming at the top of his lungs because he just killed the bad guy. They just won. Anytime you win, there's this feeling of relief that washes over you where you're not in danger anymore. Anyone would celebrate. So I feel like out of all of his like weird freakouts, this one makes the most sense and is the least jarring for me personally. Although I do have to say, the old dude in the background who's not even remotely amused, I would call it out as unrealistic to not be happy that you just defeated a monster, but I know people like that in real life who are legitimately that stubborn and hard to amuse, where no matter what happens, they're just stone-faced and slightly miserable. You know what? I feel like it fits his character for him to not freak out. No, Jesus, I thought we were done. Okay, so the trailer cut in immediately after Ultraman got absolutely obliterated and thrown to the ground. So I assumed that this little girl was the one who just obliterated Ultraman. I didn't realize it was a commercial. Although I am curious of one thing. This character who's on screen right now, genuinely curious. Are they a child in the suit? Or are they like an adult and the helmet is just so big it's making their head look proportionally larger than their body so they look more childish? Is this a child or not? Oh, he's huge now? Okay. I feel like he would have had an easier time if he was huge before. He could have kidnapped Yuna easier if he just went full huge mode and just grabbed her like King Kong style and yeeted out of there. This fight scene is awesome. No notes. Man, I never get tired of sword clashes and beam clashes and just two superpowered people just colliding into each other with maximum velocity. I never get tired of it. I never do. This ass whooping brought to you by the letter H. Come on, you can't tell me it doesn't look like the letter H. Wait, what's happening? I thought they were on his side. Why are the other bad guys stopping this bad guy? What? Why are they stopping him? What is going on? There you go again, Hoodram. Go again doing what? Fighting the heroes? Isn't that what you do too? If you lose control, you will destroy this planet. But he wasn't, though. He wasn't losing control, though. At all. They've destroyed like one building. What are you talking about? I'll be more passionate next time, Trigger. That's a flirt. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Why? How does this make any sense to retreat right now? There are 3 of you now, and 1 Ultraman who's almost out of battery. Why would you leave? Capitalize on your advantage. And my biggest reoccurring issue with Trigger is the fact that the bad guys just leave because it's the end of the episode, and not because they have an actual reason to leave. This is frustrating. They don't get their asses kicked and have to run away to escape with their life. They just leave for reasons. Yeah, you mentioned you were the greatest treasure hunter in the universe. What does that have to do with the... what? He's legitimately admitting to coming to kidnap their friend. Why are they not attacking? I don't understand this guy. Because he protected Yuna once, presumably because Yuna is the thing that he's trying to collect, aka kidnap, but because he protected her, the other 2 dudes are just gonna not fight him when they see him, even though he just blatantly admitted that he's gonna come back later and kidnap her. Also, why not kidnap her now? Why wait? I'm lost. Ah, finally, I never thought I'd be excited for exposition. Normally I hate exposition, but not when it means I have no idea what's happening. Okay, so Yuna is possessed by a powerful spirit. Not that powerful. We saw in the previous episode her get absolutely demolished. She's a spirit. She's in Yuna's body. She is prophesized by the stone tablet. Okay. We've kept it from Yuna so as not to distress her. Bro, isn't she part of a paramilitary organization? I feel like she can handle a little bit of distress. You want her to keep... God, would you get over the smiling thing? Okay, so the Giants of Darkness want Yuna because of Yuzare. I guess that makes sense. Is she a threat? A tool? She can't handle the weight of her destiny? Bro, her destiny is gonna be her destiny, and she's gonna have to become aware of her destiny at some point. So by keeping this from her, you were not protecting her. You were making her less well-prepared for her destiny when she ultimately has to confront it. She's not going to have any mental or emotional preparation for whatever big event you're leading up to, and that's going to be your fault that she's completely unprepared. You're a bad person. You're an objectively bad person for preventing her from preparing herself from the weight of her destiny. Look at her. She's completely lost and completely confused. She has no idea what's going on. She's kind of pigeonholed into the position of being the damsel in distress because no one is giving her any other options. So that's all she has available to her, is being confused. Now from this point on, we proceed passionately? That sentence doesn't mean anything. That sentence does not mean anything. Passion isn't gonna help. What? At least I can settle things with my worthy opponent. Dude, you could have. But your friends took you away from the fight, preventing you from settling things with your air quote worthy opponent. Bro, if I was this dude, if I was Hoodram, and I was all excited to fight this super strong dude and test my mettle, test my combat abilities, and my own allies just blocked me from fighting while my opponent was like low on battery and I could have won, I'd be fighting them at this point. If I were in his position, I would betray my allies because the only motivation he's been given was to fight Trigger, and they are preventing him from doing it. So I would be fighting them. Does he even like these people? Because I'm going to be honest, it doesn't seem like these Giants of Darkness even like each other. I've been awake for a century already waiting for you two. Doing what? I'm just imagining what this dude has been doing for 100 years. What do you think he's been up to? Do you think he's gotten really into Sudoku? Do you think he's gotten really good at chess? What has he been doing for 100 years? Because it doesn't sound like he's been doing anything relevant. Maybe he picked up knitting, basket weaving, underwater basket weaving. Ooh. Guys, in the comments below, if you leave no comment at any point in this video, comment below what you think this guy's hobby has been for the past 100 years, just waiting for his friends to arrive. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. We could not accomplish 30 million years ago. Bruh, after 30 million years, I would give up. Honestly, if I had been trying to accomplish something for 30 million years, I would just give up. Like, what are the consequences if they don't succeed? If they don't win, which they haven't done for 30 million years, so there's clearly no consequences for not succeeding, then maybe just give up, get a new hobby, do whatever the other guy has been doing for 100 years. Get a hobby. Enjoy life. We shall claim the Eternity Core for darkness. Okay, but if you haven't had the Eternity Core for 30 million years, you can obviously live without it. There's nothing that it could have done for you that you need. What are you going to do with it once you get the Eternity Core? I imagine it's some super powerful artifact, right? Like it has some crazy ability. But what are you going to do with it? You're already crazy powerful. Legitimately, the only person you cannot fight one-on-one is Ultraman. But if you don't literally show up at his doorstep and start punching him, he doesn't seem to actively go after you. What good does this thing bring you? What are your motivations? Even in the scenes where they're all together, they don't really talk about why they do what they do. I feel like they're not leaving any clues for us, the audience, to pick up on. If they intend for this to be a mystery, then a mystery series would give us clues. But it doesn't feel like we're being given any clues. We just have nothing to go on. Next, stop having the bad guys run away. If you want to end the fight scene without somebody being thoroughly obliterated in the fight, then what I would do that I feel would make more sense is, so we know sci-fi technology exists. What if instead of the bad guys running, maybe they have a time limit? They can only be out and about in their full strength alien form for like a limited time. Even though I don't like the fact that Ultraman has a time limit, the fact that he has a time limit makes sense why he would try to end a fight earlier. If you gave a similar limit to the bad guys, where they could only be at full strength for a couple of minutes, that would immediately explain why they always have to run away. There would be a blinking light, this ding, 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 and then it would make sense why they're constantly running away. They wouldn't even have to explain it. Just make the same flashing and beeping sound as Ultraman's suit, and we, the audience, would immediately be able to pick up on why they're leaving. It would take 0 extra seconds. It would just be a sound effect and a special effect, and it would immediately explain what's going on. Hudram seems to be only interested in fighting. So, if he doesn't care about getting the Eternity Core, and he's just looking for an excuse to fight, I feel like this would be the perfect time to have that moment. Instead of slapping Hudram and then he immediately gets over it, have them have an argument over, what their priorities are. If Hudram says, I don't care about the Eternity Core, I just want to fight Ultraman and test my skills, then she could respond like, we need to get the Eternity Core because reasons. Like, this scene is a really good scene, but like with 2 sentence changes, it could be 10 times better and way less frustrating. The reason I'm so critical of Trigger is because it's so close to being a 10 out of 10. Honestly, like, it feels like a 5 out of 10 show that is like just like 5 minor corrections away from being a 10 out of 10 show. Now, obviously, this is just my personal opinion. I'm sure there's a lot of other people who watch this and don't have the same issues that I do. It's equally frustrating that the show feels like such a 5 out of 10 instead of the 10 out of 10 that it very clearly could be, just because it's so clear that everyone working on this clearly had a lot of passion and creativity that they infused into it. Between the designs of the characters and the suits and the camera work and the different abilities that they have, Like, a lot of creativity was poured into this show, and I feel like their creativity deserves to be rewarded. It's because I care. It's because it's interesting. It's because it's well done that these minor things bother me so much. If this was horrible, if this was a absolutely horrendous piece of media, then none of this would bother me because I would just be laughing at how bad it is. But it's not terrible. It's just flawed. So I have ranted about this series to you guys, to all of you Ultraman fans, who are obviously very big fans of the show, otherwise you wouldn't be watching, and you've listened to me roast this particular series for quite some time. The last time I released an Ultraman episode, you guys gave me a ton of support, and you said you all enjoyed the roast and you all enjoyed the episode. So if you've made it this far into the episode, tell me in the comment, like, if you thoroughly enjoyed, if you enjoy the show more than I do, tell me why. Give me a timestamp. I'm giving you all homework. Give me a timestamp for a moment and tell me why you really enjoyed it, because I feel like I'm missing something. And that's not me trying to be like combative and be like, tell me why you enjoyed this piece of crap. No, like, I'm being honest. I'm really interested to see what everybody has to say. That's all I've got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the roast. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys!